In today's video, we're going to build a super efficient Minecraft XP farm. For today's video, you will need everything within this shulker box. Don't worry if you don't have certain types of the blocks such as oak. You can use whatever type of wood you'd like or any other blocks. This is just for the sake of the video. Also, when it comes to the glass, it doesn't have to be black stained. I'm just using it to make it look a little bit better. With regards to these blocks down here, the quantity of them will all depend on how many layers you'd like to add to your farm. In the video, I'm going to be building one, but don't worry, I'll also show you how you can add more layers if you'd like to. So to start with, let's grab our chest, furnace, hoppers, and levers, and our solid block. So what you'll need to do is place down your chest in any location. You need to make sure there's a bit of room around it, but here should be fine. Then what you'll do is you'll grab your hopper and you'll shift click and place it going into the behind of the chest, and then place a furnace on top of that, then place a hopper on top of that, and then shift and crouch and put a lever on top of your furnace. Once you've done that, you can then head to the top and build 3 blocks out in both directions, just like this. Once again, you don't have to be using oak wood to do this. So now that that's done, we're going to go out 6 blocks in this direction. So this doesn't count as one, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this direction, and then all we need to do is just fill in this entire section here. So now I'm going to head back to the shulker, grab our water, our stairs, and our glass, and that should do us for now. So now we've got our glass, we will place a block in the back side of our platform, and then what we need to do is begin to make a wall around the outside, making sure that we only go up 3 blocks up, and you'll just need to make that wall around the entire thing. Once again, you don't have to be using glass for this. Glass just looks better in my opinion, because then you can actually see how the farm is functioning. So now that that's done, you can see we've got our nice rectangle around our platform. What we'll now do is we'll place one of our buckets in this corner and then the other bucket in this corner. And what you should see happen is your water will obviously begin to flow, and it should stop around this hopper here. So it shouldn't overflow over the hopper. If you've done that, most likely your platform is too long, or if the water does begin to flow over the hopper, then the most likely reason for that is because you haven't gone far enough in this direction. Make sure that this entire direction here is 7 blocks in total. And once you've done that, you can grab your stairs, and we will begin to cover the entirety of the top of the wall with stairs. And what this will do is when your cactuses break using our automatic braking system, it will basically make sure that none of the cactuses get stuck on the top of the walls, and therefore losing the rate of XP. So now you've done that, it should be looking somewhat like this. So now we've got our stairs in place, we can begin to build our platform. What we will do is we will come one away from the corner on the front left, and we'll place a temporary block down, and then we'll place our building block on top of that temporary block. Then what we will do is we will remove the temporary block. We'll place 1 temporary block, 1 building block, 1 temporary block, and then 1 building block. And you should see that 1 building block is directly in line with this hopper. What you'll then do is remove your temporary blocks, and what you will then do is follow the pattern along like shown here. So now we've removed all of our temporary blocks. We've got a checkered system that looks like this. If your build is looking like this, then we're nearly finished this farm. So now once you've got your 9 platforms built, we will grab our blocks in order to continue this farm. Once you've got your sand, begin to place your sand on each one of these platforms, and then on top of that sand we will begin to place our cactus. So your cactus should be in line with the top of your farm like this. If it is, then that is perfect. Now we'll grab our fences, and what we'll do is we'll place a temporary block on top of the cactus here, and then we'll place our fence next to it. And you can do this on all of the other cacti. So now this row of fences here will cover each section of cacti. So now once you've done your 3 on that side, we'll place our 3 temporary blocks and our 3 fences on this side, and that is 1 layer of our farm complete. So as I promised at the start of this tutorial, I will now show you how to add another layer to this farm. By adding that extra layer, it will allow you to have that much more XP. So what we'll do is we'll place a temporary block on top of our cactus, then we'll place a standard building block on top of that, and then sand on top of that one. And then all we need to do is just delete that temporary block. And then on top of this piece of sand, we'll then place a cactus, and then we'll place a temporary block on top of that, then a fence off of that, and then delete our temporary block. And that is adding an extra layer to our farm. You can just copy that now for each platform, and you will have an additional layer. So I went ahead and added another layer on the farm, and obviously the more layers you have on this farm, the more productive it will be. So you can create much more layers than this if you want more XP. But this is effectively how the farm will work. So when a cactus grows, the fence here will break the block. It will then fall down here, fall into the water, and it will begin to be collected by the hopper. But what the hopper will do then is it will input it into the furnace like shown here, and then your farm is working. All we need to do is put some fuel in here. You can use whatever you want. I'd recommend lava buckets because it's super sustainable. You can just head to the nether and it will then fuel you for a long time. So something you need to make sure you do is that your lever is switched upwards. If it's switched downwards, that's going to turn this hopper off here, and then nothing will be collected. So if you see all of these blocks are piling up here, I'm going to switch the lever on and you see they all get collected instantly. So make sure that this lever is facing upwards. What I'll do now is I'll just AFK here for about 30 minutes and I will show you the results. So I've been AFK'd here for about maybe 15 minutes and you can see I've switched off the farm. And the reason for that is because I'm going to show you now how we can get the XP. So make sure your farm switched off so the lever is facing down, and then head to your chest and then just take out your green dye. I'm going to actually switch into survival mode here just so you can see my XP go up. I am obviously on 0 right now. Just about stack and 40 has smelted. We'll now grab the dye from here. You can see that a small amount has just generated us 7 levels of XP.